Welcome to our new course of Python with app development. In this class or in this course, we're going to learn about how we can develop applications just by using Python. And every part of this class or every part of this course is going to be very important in the long run and to make your applications functional. So before getting into our classes, we have to learn a bit about what app development with Python is and also a bit about the introduction. So, introduction to app development with Python. I have attached in a course description which is going to help you out to summarize this whole course. This course provides a foundational understanding of app development using Python. It's designed for beginners with little to no prior programming experience. Throughout the course, students will learn the basics of Python programming and how to use various tools and libraries to create functional, interactive applications. Key learning outcomes. Understand the fundamentals of Python programming, including syntax, data types, and control structures. Learn how to use Python libraries such as Tkinter for GUI development or Flask Django for web applications. Gain hands-on experience in building simple applications from scratch. Explore best practices in coding, debugging, and version control. Get an introduction to object-oriented programming and how it applies to app development. Understand how to deploy Python applications. Course modules. Introduction to Python programming. Installing Python and setting up the environment. Python basics. Variables, data types, and basic operations. Control structures. Loops, conditionals, and functions. Working with libraries. Introduction to Python libraries, exploring Tkinter for basic GUI development, introduction to Flask Django for web application development, building your first application, designing a simple application, coding and testing out the application, debugging, and error handling. Introduction to Object-Oriented Programming, or OOP, classes and objects, inheritance, encapsulation, and polymorphism, applying OOP concept in app development, deploying Python applications, preparing your app for development using Git or Git for version control, introduction to deployment platforms like Heroku or AWS, capstone project, building a small app that incorporates the skill learned throughout the course. In this course, we are going to be building 6 individual applications. So every class is going to amplify the other one. So I would suggest you from the beginning, make sure not to skip any part of these classes because every part is going to be very vital for you to make your applications worth it and also functional at the same time. Prerequisites. No prior programming experience is required in this course and to learn this course because I'm going to be covering everything that you need to know about from the beginning to the most advanced level. Basic understanding of computers and operating system. But if you do not have basic understanding of computer and operating systems, it's going to be a bit hard for you to understand. But obviously, most of the people know how to operate computers and also how to use their operating systems. Target audience. Aspiring developers interested in learning app development with Python. Individuals looking to switch careers into tech life. Hobbyists who want to build their own applications. This course would be a great starting point for everyone looking to get into Python app development. So, now you know everything that you need to know about the introduction of this course, and I have also given you a bit of the summary of this course. So, without any further ado, let's open up Google Chrome on our device to get on our installation process of Python app development. As you can see from my screen, I have opened up Google Chrome. Now you'll be able to use any browser which you have on your device. It could be Microsoft Edge, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, or whichever browser you prefer using. So I'm going to be using Google Chrome to install a Python and also an IDE. So in this class or in this course, I'm going to be using PyCharm for our coding. And also, before installing PyCharm as the IDE, you also have to install Python version on your device. Now, another thing that you need to know about app development, because we are going to be using Kivy for app development. So Kivy is only supported on versions of 3.6 or 3.7. You can also try using the newer versions of Python, but I would suggest you using a lower version. So first thing that you need to do is go off onto the search bar, and then you're going to search in for download Python. Or you can also go off to pythondownload.org. So download python.org over here. And what you're going to do is go off to the specific releases. Make sure not to download 3.12.5. Just go down, and it was launched somewhere around 2019. So I'm going to keep on going down, and I'm just going to find out 3.6. It's a lot down here, but it's going to work Kivy a lot better. There we go. We also have Python 3.6 on 2021. You can also download 3.6 of 2020, like 2019. So as we have this, I'm going to click on download, and then I'm going to wait for a bit until I have the file. You can see we have this gzipped source tarball, and we also have the xz compressed source tarball. You can use whichever one you want. And you also have please see full changelog, what's new. And you can also see this one over here. So you can see that which has now released end of life and is no longer supported. So if it is not supported, then I would just suggest you go back over here, search out for alternate ones. So there we also have this over here. I'm going to keep on going downwards until I can find 6.5. There we go. This is also usable, but try somewhere around 2019. This one also works, 3.6.9. There we go. It is also no longer available, but if you have it, if you find any of these 3.6 versions, then I would suggest you try installing that. Okay. But for now on, just download 3.12. Just click on this and it will start downloading on your device. And we're going to wait for a bit and make sure that you have a stable internet connection to download them. Now, another thing, what we want to download before starting our classes is an IDE, which is PyCharm. So I'm also going to type in download PyCharm. Hit on enter. There we go. We have PyCharm over here. Click on that. And obviously there are like two versions of this PyCharm. One is going to be a premium one, and another one is going to be the community version, which is basically free. So I would suggest you just try using that. And if you still can't find, let's say, the community version, just go down in this interface and you will find out the community edition, which is totally free. So click on this download over here, and it's also going to take you out to this link, and you can see your download should start shortly. So I'm going to wait for a bit until my download has been started, and we're just going to wait for a bit more. And if it still does not start, just click on this direct link. It's going to start downloading automatically, and you can see that it has already started downloading. So you just basically have to wait for a bit more until it has been downloaded on your device. And after it has been downloaded, just open up both of these files. Let's say I'm going to open up this file, click on that, and there we go. This is where I'll be installing that. Click on or double click on this. And as I already have Python installed, this is the type of interface, or this is the type of UI which I will see. But if you still did not install Python, then it would give you out an installation process, how you'll be able to install it, and just follow up the steps and you'll be able to install it very easily. On install or yes, there we go. We're good to go. And then you're just going to install PyCharm on your device. And I also have this Python installed and also PyCharm installed on my device. So I'm just going to get directly into PyCharm and show you how you'll be able to work with the interface of creating or start developing your application. So basically, when you open up PyCharm, this is how you will face the interface. And now what you're going to do is click on this button over here and you will find new project. So click on new project. And one thing that you want to do over here is you have the name of the file. So there we go. We have this specific location where we are saving our Python file. And I'm going to name it, let's say, this is going to be named such as Kivy, let's say BD basics. That is going to be the name. And another thing that you want to do is just try to make sure that you are using the latest version of Python, and obviously use the project venv instead of the other custom environments. You can also create Git repository and also create a welcome script if you want to. But if you don't want to, that's also totally fine. We also have the Django and JavaScript, but it's going to require, let's say, the professional version of PyCharm. So even though you are using the community version, it's not going to be a hassle for you. So just click on create, and I'm going to click on this don't ask again, and I'm going to click on this window. So it's going to take a bit of time to install it up and create the virtual environment for me to start my coding. Now, as I'm not going to be creating a lot of the things which I need to do, so what I have to do over here is we have the venv file. Okay. So inside the venv file, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new Python file, which you can see over here. So I'm going to click on this Python file over here. And what you basically want to do is I'm going to name it main.py. Okay. So it's going to create out that Python file for me. There we go. We have main.py. You can also take it directly into venv, but you can also try or keep on working over here. Okay. So another thing that you want to check about is that if you have Kivy installed. Another thing what you want to do is install this Git repository. So I'm going to just click on download, and it's going to start downloading on its own over here. And you will also have this bar over here, which is going to give you out like the progress of the installation and also the download. So there we go. We have this one almost done. Now, the next thing what you want to check out is if you have Kivy installed on your device. So first thing what you want to do is click on this file over here and then go off to settings. Now, after you go off the settings, what you want to do is open up, let's say, the UI, which you have this Kivy BD basics. So click on this Python interpreter and make sure that you have selected the latest version available for Python. Now, when you have this version available, just click on this plus button to enter up, let's say, the interpreter and also Kivy. Click on this, and here what you want to search for is Kivy. Okay, so you're going to require a couple of things. So I'm going to click on this Kivy, specify the version, and click on options if you want to, then click on install package. So there we go. We are installing Kivy. Now there are a couple of dependencies which you want to download up to actually run and make Kivy a lot more functional. So there we go. Then like try searching for Kivy depth angle. So if you can't find Kivy depth angle, just keep on going down, and there we go. We can find out a lot of these things, but it's still not there. So just keep on going down. And if it's still not available, then you don't have to worry about it. And you will find out CMD opening up a couple of times. And it's going to just show you that, okay, this is working properly. So you might want to try searching for Kivy dev, like depth angle and also depth glue. Then it's going to be depth, like, GST streamer. All of those are going to be like couple of very important dependables which you want to install up. But I would just suggest you just try downloading Kivy up at the first thing, and also SDL if you find it on your version. You can see GLSL. If it's still not available on your device, you don't have to worry about it. So just keep on going down. There we go. We have Kivy depth angle, Kivy depth glue, Kivy depth SDL2. Okay, so these are going to be very important for you. So make sure to also install these packages. So what I'm going to do is going to be click on this Kivy garden, and I'm going to keep on going down, Kivy depth angle, click on install package. dipsglue, install the package, and also SDL2. Okay, so as you have these, now the next thing what you want to install up is going to be Kivy MD. So click on Kivy MD, and there we go, we have Kivy MD. Then click on install the package and wait until installation has been totally done. You can see this is installing, and after it will be installed, you will get, let's say, a notification, which is going to give you out a heads up that this is installed on your device. Now, after all of these installations are done, what you want to do is go off to the main py file, and from the main py file, you're going to import up the, let's say, UIX, and also import Kivy app on your, let's say, Python file, which is going to help you to understand and also determine that Kivy is working properly. So you can see Kivy MD installed successfully. Press on close, and you will find out all of these things that need to be downloaded or installed on your device to actually run out app developments with Python. So as I have the main py file, the next thing what you want to do over here is click on import. Then you're going to type in Kivy MD. So if Kivy MD like this appears up, that means that Kivy has been successfully installed, and it's going to be very functional on your import, or let's say on your Python file. So as I have this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off import and from Kivy MD. Now, as I have Kivy MD, but I don't have apps because I'm going to be creating an application. So I'm going to click on .app over here, which is going to determine that this is going to be run with an app, or let's say functional as an app. It's going to have those, let's say, UIs, and it's going to contain buttons and all of those. So after from kivymd.app, you're going to import your, let's say, app. So the app which I want to create is going to have name. So instead of, let's say, I'm going to put in BD, let's say, app. Okay. So that is going to be the name of the app which I'm going to be using. So right after that, you want to create a class, which is going to give you out a specific function, or it's going to work out properly. Okay. So first thing what you want to do is create a class, because without a class, you will not be able to name that. Okay, so instead of BD app, what I can also do is I can also keep it like MD app. Okay, so that is going to be the name MD app. Class, name it. So I'm going to say it's going to be let's say it could be a demo or trial app, and you're going to define it inside of your parentheses such as MD app. There we go. After that, put in a colon. And in this indentation level, you're going to define it. So definition, build an app, open up the parentheses and put self parentheses or self function, and you want to return out the value. So here, as I have defined my class, which is going to build an app for me. So what I want to do is I have to run the software, right? So I'm going to put in, let's say, trial app, which I already defined as a class. Open up the parentheses and put run, open up the parentheses. There we go. So we have the trial app, which we want to run, and also open up the parentheses right now. And if you just play out this file, you will basically see that this is how it will look like on, let's say, another interface. There we go. The name of the application is trial. And we also have a blank screen where we are going to be creating a lot of the interfaces of our application. So thank you for watching this video up till the very end, and hope you understood about everything in this introduction class. From our next class, we're going to be creating a lot of the interfaces. We're going to be building up our software, or let's say our application, which is going to help you to, learn more. And obviously, I would suggest you make sure not to skip any part. And also in this class, it's going to be very important for you to understand, because if you just keep these simple things in mind, it's going to help you out a lot in the long run, even as a professional or even as a hobbyist, or even if you want to create your own app. So thank you again for watching this video. And without any further ado, let's move on to our first class of app development with Python.